away from you. I love you, Father. Anyhow, the afflictions of the righteous, the hearts of men getting more and more vicious. Brutality is on the increase. Tell me, when the love of God sees no power on earth separate me from your love, my Jesus. Nothing will be able to turn me away from you.
Okay, good afternoon to all my listeners and viewers. Welcome to Rebel Radio. Wednesday, very interesting day. Yes, and we have your plate filled with nourishing information today. Yes. Yes. And you know, we have to acknowledge the death of a patriot, yes, Mr. Robert Gregory. Yes, this is somebody who I knew personally and somebody who has made sterling contribution towards Jamaican life. Yes. We want to start with some politics. You know, it is political time now in Jamaica. Yes, the parties are on the hustings. And one of the things that, you know, we are urging the Jamaican electorate just to get the attention of those who are seeking the votes and put their issues on the table. You want to know how they are going to address your issues. Don't listen to the announcements. Like, for example, pensioners' salaries. I think they effective, I think it's June or April 1, they got a $300 and a $400 increase. Now, when I heard the minister talking about this on the radio, and one of the things that I want people to understand, when we talk about money, one of the fundamental things about money is what it can buy. Right? I can remember when $2,000, when I had $2,000, I had a lot of money because of the number of things that I could buy with $2,000. I remember that very clearly. And today when I have $2,000, and as a matter of fact, $2,000 probably can buy one item. But I'm talking about basics. The basics goods, the amount of basics goods that you can buy with $2,000 today is far less than what you could buy 2-3 years ago. So when a pensioner get $400, so he used to get $3,200 per week, and now he's getting $3,600. $400. What can be bought with that? What? Right? And I heard the minister making a grand announcement, you know, as if something has been done for pensioners. Members of Parliament, their increases is in the hundreds of percentage, right? So what I would like the voters to do is to put their issues on the table. Don't pay attention to the announcements. And don't be misled by the feast. Yes, so they are going to buy liquor and cook food, you know, and make some little handouts. Like we are going to show you some handouts, political handouts that is taking place a little later. Right? But the people in Jamaica, thousands of Jamaicans right now, don't have access to basic supplies. So for example, when they come around, what is going to be done? Ask them, what is going to be done to ensure that I have water so that I can have access to water? Tell me what you are going to do. What about my roads? Yes. When are they going to be repaired? What about the health clinic? Yes. What about the hospitals? So, for example, the people in Muirhouse, Kensington, Halva, they would like to know what is going to be done about the Alexandria Hospital. When I was growing up, it was an hospital. Now it is a clinic. And that means that the people in Alva, Kensington, Alexandria, Greenhill, Muirhouse, I am talking about thousands now. Their nearest hospital is the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. Yes, the nearest hospital to them right now is the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. So, these are the issues that I would like the voters to put on the table. Let the aspirants, those who are seeking power, tell you when are they going to address these issues. Hello, Mr. Patrick Peterkin?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we have with us now Mr. Patrick Peterkin, and he's one of the aspirants who will be seeking your votes in the next election. And he is aspiring to represent the people of East Rural St. Andrew. That constituency is held by Mrs. Juliet Holness, wife of the Prime Minister. Good afternoon, Mr. Peterkin.
Patrick Peterkin, no answer.
Yes.
Yes, good day. How are you doing?
I am supposed to be doing okay. How are you?
Not bad. I'm not doing bad. I'm not doing bad.
Yes.
No, sorry.
So I was, before you came on, I was telling the voters of Jamaica that one of the things that they must do is to put their issues on the table now. The aspirants from both sides are seeking votes for the next election, and they must put on the table how they are going to address, for example, what is going to be done. The people in East Rural, they want to know, or they should know from both aspirants, what is going to be done to ensure that we have water? What is going to be done to fix the roads? What is going to be done so that we can access medical facilities? Those basic issues. And do you care to tell my listeners and viewers about your plans to address those issues in East Rural St. Andrew, Mr. Peterkin?
Good evening, everyone. As was indicated, I'm Patrick Peterkin, and I'm the PNP candidate aspirant for East Rural St. Andrew. They say you're not a candidate until you're nominated. So I'm the aspirant for East Rural St. Andrew. And there are a wide range of issues in the constituency, and some of them are what you have just highlighted. Issues pertaining to water, and my view on the water issues are that we have too many communities in Israel St. Andrew which don't have that precious commodity of water at this time place in time, in terms of we're in 2025. I hear Floyd Green said something from about 2016, said that things shouldn't look certain way in 2016. I know in 2025, which is almost 10 years from that, a community in one of the divisions about 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And the persons were complaining that it was almost 2 weeks that they were without water. And so we have to engage Water Commission. We have to get the infrastructure for water to build out in terms of modernize and build out so that more people can have access to water. The issue of roads. We have some of the worst roads that you can find in Jamaica. And we need to look carefully at not only fixing roads, but we have to look at how we maintain roads. In terms of some time ago under the PNP, previous PNP administration, we had a road maintenance fund. And I think we really need to look back at doing some of those things that we can continuously fix the roads, and we don't have these bad roads. We have farmers in Israel. I went to Blacksburg. I think it was Monday, and when I went up there, the roads are so bad to get to that community. And I'm saying we have to start to think out some of these things, because we have these big coffee communities, and we consider coffee to be our Jamaican coffee to be a well-renowned brand in the world, maybe the best coffee you can find in the world. But we don't take care of coffee farmers. Coffee farmers don't have good roads to access their farms. They don't have, in terms of proper, they don't get in terms of things to maintain their coffee. So we have to, in terms of agriculture and all of that, have to look at assisting coffee farmers, assisting with the roads and things like that. So there's a whole new way that we really need to look, because we can't look at Israel and just think that it is a constituency that, that not much is being, that it shouldn't get much, because it should, because of the potential that comes from the constituency, where we have the coffee, we have so many things in the constituency that we need to pay some attention. So what my drive is for Israel, to make sure that I stay with the people and I give them proper representation, because that is all that the people of Israel St. Andrew ask. So when a lot of the communities and the people tell you that they are proud people, they are hardworking people, and only thing they need is that the government should provide the things that the government is there to provide for them.
Yes.
And road, light, and water. Sometimes you see the people build their nice houses, and you look at the road beside it, and you say, wow. So these are the things that we really need to look at, that the people are trying, but the government as best as possible.
Yeah. One of the things I would like you to look at, we want you to...
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, I lost you a while ago, but we are back now. If you are coming when was the last time you traveled from 9 miles to Dallas?
From 9 miles to Dallas, I did that. To go to Blacksburg, I did a part of it, but I think sometime last week or the week before,
right.
I traveled.
So you would have
I traveled the other way though. I traveled from Dallas to 9 miles.
Oh, so you would have seen some efforts being made to do some road patching
Yeah, I see the patching that is taking place out
Yeah.
there, because when I was between the last time that I drove on it and now, I see that some work has been done out there.
Yeah, but there is a part there from leading into Cane River that has been left. Nothing has been done. And there's a breakaway there in Cane River where that breakaway is there from 2004, Hurricane Ivan.
Yes.
Yes, and nothing has been done. What is the residents? The residents did some work there in order that vehicle can drive on that section of the road right now. And I observed that they have skipped over it. Nothing has been done. So I want you to take a look at it when you get a chance.
Yeah, well, I'll take a look at it, because what you see happening now is that when you wait 9 years before you start to do some work, and you're doing it basically to get political mileage to win an election, things like these are going to happen. So you see a lot of pitchy patchy type of thing happening all over the place. You don't find in terms of any structured and cohesive work that is taking place, but it is just a race to do something to appease what we would call the voters.
Yes, and one of the things that I am urging voters, that we must now be conscious about this. Your MP is there to represent you, whether you're a PNP or a JLP. Once your MP is elected, he's elected to represent and address the issues affecting the communities. And therefore,
yes,
therefore, when he or she is in office there for 2 terms, and then you only see efforts being made to address the issues affecting you when it is close to election, you must be very critical of this, because you must ask yourself then, what happened to the 4 years that you are there? You did nothing. Why is it now that you are coming months before election to do these little half dress work? That's not how the MPs must represent the people at all.
Yeah, because even in some of the areas that I see, even some of these patching taking place, some of the residents point out to me and say, "Boy, Mr. Peter, can you see them putting the asphalt and dirt? That soon wash off." You understand me? So it is really just a race to do. Sometimes turn out to even be a further waste of our resources, because it's not their resources and it's all of us resources.
Yes.
So it's a total waste of resources where that is concerned.
Yes, of course, sir. So
yeah, and something else in what you said a while ago, that people in the community, what you find a lot happening in East Rural, because the people are so proud, is that it's people in the community who are doing the work for themselves now,
Yes.
So we find I can count more than 10 communities, maybe more than 20 communities in East Rural where people take on fixing the road themselves in Blacksburg, Every well, I wouldn't say every Monday, but on some Mondays, what women and men and members of the committee come out and patch the road going down. When you're looking at a place like Dublin, it's the same thing. Community members coming out and doing this. You have another place in Mavis Bank here, Tower Hill, Past the Light, you name it. Persons, the community members have to be doing the work themselves, and it's a catch-29, because you can't tell the people them don't do it because they are facing it. But at the same time, you ask yourself the question, why is it that when you have a government and you have members of parliament in place and you have ministers who are supposed to look after various portfolios, why is it that is the residents have to be coming out to help themselves after they are the ones who pay their taxes to put these people in place to represent them? So it's something that in terms of, to me, it creates a lot of concern, because it shouldn't be.
Yes, sir. Yes. So you're working to convince the people that they should elect you, right?
Yeah, well, that's my mission.
Okay. Well, one thing I know is a large constituency you have, and the demands there are plenty. So
Yes.
let me wish you all the best, and you can, if there is anything you want to tell the people, you know, go ahead. It is your time. Tell your prospective voters what they should do.
Well, to the voters and the residents in general of Israel St. Andrew, I just want to say to you that I am putting up myself to represent you as your member of parliament. I'm running in the next election to garner your vote. I have been in the constituency for some time now. I've been working and with a view to get your confidence so that you will vote for me, because my aim and mission is really to be there with you as a member of parliament, to represent it to the best of my ability and to ensure that when I look back, I can see that I have made a marked improvement in Israel St. Andrew. So in a way that I pick it up, I can look back and say, yes, I have shifted the needle where person's life has been improved, in terms of the education is something that we want to play a big role in the lives of the children. We want to improve the infrastructure for you. We want to make your lives easier to live, that you can go out and earn an honest living for yourself. So, I am here with you. I don't plan to go anywhere. And I'm seeking your support to put myself in a position that I can work for you.
Okay, Mr. Peter King, I want to thank you very much for your time. And
yeah, man, and thanks for having me again, man. I really appreciate it.
Yes, and we are Rebel Radio. We wish you all the best. Keep on doing what you're doing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, many thanks as well.
Okay. Yes, that was Mr. Patrick Peter King, and he is the PNP candidate for East Rural St. Andrew. Yes. Let us take a break. This is Rebel Radio.
So all of the man them want to tune into the wine here, You say if you don't want to go long and strong, you just tune into Rubber Dub.
It's Tools, Hardware and Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Oh, Jamaica rise, we're built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores,
we're reaching heights, our energy that lights the sky. Shine bright, Jamaica. Shine bright, Jamaica. Feel the rhythm, we're on track. Feel it, feel it. Together we rise, together we climb. JPS Jamaica, together we shine.
Shine from the ends, shine with your family, shine with your friends. Light up the streets and make the vibes blend. Yo, JPS, and make the shine never end.
welcome back to Rebel Radio. And we have with us now Mr. Herb Nelson. Herb is a member of the Jamaican Diaspora Anti-Crime Task Force. And today we are going to be talking about some Palestinian issues and Jamaican issues. Good evening, Herb.
Hey, good evening to you, Desmond, and to your listeners.
Yes.
Great to hear from you.
Yes, good to hear. Glad to hear from you too, sir. Let us start. What is happening now? Lots of things that's been happening right now since the new president. Well, not the new president. Mr. Trump is now in his second term.
Right.
You want to just tell our listeners and viewers, how are the Jamaica? Well, what is happening with these new policies?
Basically, the new policies that have been handed down, it tends to separate the believers and the non-believers. We have a situation here where the administration is really and truly pressing the diaspora or the migrants here in the country to find out who is legal and who is illegal. We have had situations where people are being snatched off the road virtually because the government, they have the means to track you from the day you enter the country to where you work, to where you live, where your children go to school. They've kept track of it's a system that will have you. And when it's time to come and get you, they just simply wait for you. If you're going to work at 5 a.m, if your kids are in school and you're going to pick them up, whatever means they have to use, they're doing it. Now, what has occurred to complicate things even more is that the people with the green cards or the I-551 cards who are here pursuing higher learning, who speak out against the administration, they have been picked up. They'll go back and they look at the record, and if there are any shortcomings, mistakes, or anything untoward in the record, then they'll use that against them to force them out of the country.
Yes.
Marco Rubio is very, very determined that he's not going to admit people here to stay in the U.S. permanent residency that will allow them to criticize the government for any reason. And he's been keeping that promise. And so have the Homeland Security been keeping that promise. So it's a different United States that if you were here 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, or longer, you will not recognize some of the things that are happening right now because it's a virtual police state. And the fact that the intelligence community, where I once worked, they're now using the intelligence community to supplement the police. And you can see what happens when an intelligence-driven society is created and people are virtually spied upon and tracked, that they will get you. And we can even equate that to what happens in Jamaica. The police has learned some of the tactics that we introduced in Jamaica back in 2016. and they have learned them well. And the result is they can track and trace just about anybody. Um, they know where you live, they know what your movements are, and they don't even need people to drop a dime on you virtually anymore. Track and tracing is being done using sophisticated software that these Israelis themselves are produced. Pegasus is the one that, and whether you use a personal phone or you use one of these other throwaway phones that you can buy, and there's no attribution on them, they pick up your voice pattern and they know your movements, and Pegasus can pinpoint exactly where you are, and the police can come and get you. And if they come and get you and you start a gunfight, you're not going to win because they come in with deadly force. Same way that the people here who criticize the government, that they will come and they find them and they pick them up. So they have a long list that they're going down, and they're going to shut people up one way or another. Come and they threaten politicians of the opposite party, and I would hate to see anything like that happen on the island. But this is what the U.S. And the Trump administration has brought to U.S. democracy.
Yes. So
Yeah.
Herb, right now you're saying that a lot of immigrants in the United States they are afraid. Is that the case?
I lost you there. I repeat that again.
I said
It kind of went
immigrants.
off track.
Yeah, immigrants.
Yeah.
Immigrants in the U.S. now, they are afraid.
They're afraid. They're definitely afraid. If you are pending, even those that ask for asylum or pending final action, if they criticize, forget about the court-ordered final action, because we see what happened with Abrego Garcia ended up in El Salvador. He wasn't the only one. There are a couple more down there. I should say a few more down there that were pending other types of action.
Yes.
And even the people who are told to report in to the ICE office in their district, if they are criticizing the government or if they text anything critical of the government and they pick up on that, again, all they have to do is screen your WhatsApp. They can't screen Signal. Signal is still pretty much more secure than WhatsApp.
Yes.
Now, the only way they're going to get to your Signal, I tell folks, is if they have malware on your phone, and they can pretty much watch as you type. It comes out on the other side. So pretty much, if they're looking at certain individuals who are prominent in their communities, and they're creating a whole lot of opposition to government policies and things that the government wants to do, yes, they will come and try to intimidate. But people are fighting back. Lawyers from ACLU, the lawyers who have taken on cases individually, they're pushing back. But you see, the government also are very smart, because they will move an individual. If they arrest you in New York, they will quickly move you to one of the southern states, Louisiana or Texas, where they know that those judges who are on the right, and we use right and left here because those on the right support the Trump administration, even though the Supreme Court came out and has laid the law down on moving people out of the country. before their court cases are heard. But if they set it up to hear the court cases in the South, in Louisiana, for instance, like I said, they're going to get a favorable outcome. If they're hearing the cases up in the Northeast, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, you have a better chance of winning your case and avoiding, the type of situation that happened to Abrego Garcia. Moving you to El Salvador or moving you to Libya, where there's an ongoing war, the regulations that government itself puts out says no one will be deported. Well, you have a civil war going on in Libya, and here it is. They're preparing, and they try to ship people out to Libya. Now, you're going to break your own regulations that says you should not be shipped out to Libya or to any other war zone. Sending you, if you are saying, in other words, that if you go back to your home country, you face persecution, perhaps being killed, then they say, okay, we'll send you to somewhere else where you don't face persecution or being killed, or people may not even know who you are.
Yes.
So this is the kind of stuff that's happening. And it doesn't matter what the regulations say. It just matters what the government itself wants to do. And this is where you need a good lawyer, or you need to be a member of the ACLU or some other group that will stand up for you and fight for you. So,
have you observed any changes in U.S.-Israeli relations since in recent times?
The changes occur in U.S. Israeli relations because of the fact that look at the deal Trump just signed in Saudi Arabia. It's a $600 billion deal, right? Israel cost us. They're costing us money every day, up to, I think, $5 billion a year, right? And Israel has pulled the U.S. into several different wars that the U.S. really and truly should never have been in. And Trump is very, very coy because he's been able to keep Netanyahu at bay. The other day, when the defense secretary was about to travel to Israel, Trump stopped him. And he stopped him largely because he did not want him making any deals that would further boost Israel and cause Israel to go on all-out attacks in the Gaza and in Syria. And what do you witness happening since? You see now where because of the monies coming from the Arabs in Saudi Arabia, because of that $600 billion deal, we no longer have sanctions on Syria. Even though Syria has a lot of the former Al-Qaeda and ISIS units still there, we just withdrew sanctions. So they will have a chance under their new government, which is led by an ex-Al-Qaeda affiliate, they'll have a chance at survival. And there's nothing that Israel can do about that. Netanyahu, because of the Zionism and the practice of Zionism, and people need to know that you do have traditional Jews They observe Jewish laws, participate in Jewish rituals and holidays, and they study texts and traditions. And of course, the Zionist is someone who supports the idea of a Jewish homeland in Israel and the state of Israel's existence and security, Jewish self-determination and national identity, and support for Israeli policies or actions. And that's what Netanyahu is. And, it caused President Biden to support him, even though the World Court had him on trial, along with 3 other ministers in his government. And they committed these acts makes it so that any country that is a member of the World Court have to arrest him or his ministers or those other military people designated as being involved in the genocide if they happen to fly through, stop over, enter their country in any way. Mm-hmm. So the Israel, I think the patience that the president has shown is losing. He has other bigger and better deals being worked on with the Arab. There's more to come.
Yes,
let's just put it that way. It's a wait and see to see what the attitude is. Because I think he feels that recognizing Jerusalem as the capital and helping the Israelis over the past, decades or so, he feels very much that he's given Netanyahu all that he's asked for. And now that Netanyahu wants him to start a war with Iran, this is not what this president wants. He wants to work out a deal. He's a deal maker. Yes. He wants to work out various deals, and those deals include the Arab community as well as the Iranians. So, stand by for more. That's all I can say.
While we are standing by Herb, the atrocities in Gaza continues. Women, children are being bombed and killed.
I don't know if I ever mentioned this to you, but on 7 October, when the war was initiated by Hamas, as they say, was the same day that the group that was protesting against Netanyahu and his ministers trying to take over the Supreme Court in Israel.
Yes.
They protested a long time. And then they had this carnival or festival down in that area, southern area of Israel. Well, at the same time, somebody ordered the military to move out and move, I guess, north up towards the Lebanese area. Mm-hmm. And they left that area pretty much unguarded.
Yes.
Some young ladies who are members of the Israeli Air Force Reserves, the intelligence unit, they reported that Hamas was moving into the area. But there was no military there to defend the area. Mm-hmm. So pretty much they got in and they did all that damage. But, we have different pretextual context showing here that somebody wanted to start this so-called war. And we know that with the weapons and the types of weapons and the power of those weapons that we give to Israel, the bombs, the airplanes, everything that can deliver those systems, whether it is 500-pound or 2,000-pound bombs, we know that there's no way those people had the ability to fight back. And we knew that they were going to crush the Hezbollah in Lebanon. They've been waiting a long time for this. So both Hezbollah in Lebanon and the Hamas in Gaza, they did not care about life, limb, or, Geneva Convention rules. They went in and they took civilians out as well as Hamas people. And what we have now with over 40,000 dead people, we don't have an infrastructure for people to really go back to in Gaza. The infrastructure is gone. And whatever hospital or whatever feeding source that's set up in the Gaza area, they'll bomb the hospitals and say it's housing more members of Hamas. Or they'll say Hamas is using the feeding areas to resupply themselves. So people are still dying. Unfortunately, they're headed towards a 50,000 body count. But people are still dying, Desmond.
Yeah.
And, unless countries like Jamaica and the whole CARICOM and Latin America and Asia and Africa start protesting, it's going to continue. Now, keep this in mind. Netanyahu cannot stop the war because then financial crimes that he needs to be tried on, because he was processed for that trial before the war started. And if the war stops, then they're going to pull him in. And so he's doing everything in his power to keep the war going and to try to engage us in entering Gaza to rebuild Gaza, not for the Gazans or the Palestinians who are there, but to rebuild it and turn it into some type of Middle East entertainment mecca, something similar to Dubai or Party Town or what have you. So that too remains to be seen what is going to develop there eventually. But Netanyahu made proposals to the president when he was here in the U.S. Whether the president was serious enough to want to move all the people out to Gaza, he tried to get Jordan and other and Egypt to accept these people, and they said no. So, what are you going to do? Kill them all? I don't think so.
We have to leave it there for the day, but let us say to be continued. But we have exhausted our time for today. I want to thank you very much for your time.
Hey, not a problem. And again, you have to pray. I know they have investments. They have investments in property and business or what have you. But unfortunately, a lot of them never got legal. Never. And even if you have a green card, they did not want to naturalize. And if you're not a U.S. citizen, you don't stand a chance of fighting if they target you. So, our folks, I know there have been a lot of sessions out there that advise them to go get. And even if you're naturalized, they're still looking for something in your record that will revoke that naturalization.
Okay, Herb.
So,
all right. So
there you go. Thank you very much.
To be continued. Thank you, Herb. Yes,
you're welcome.
That was Herb Nelson. Yes, of the Crime Task Force, the diaspora, is one of our member of the diaspora over in the United States there. And you heard him telling us that the immigrants are hiding. Let's go for a break. This is Rebel Radio.
When me drink and please never gonna tease her. Boom, bam. You don't know it's a rubber dub 8 tonic wine, the finest wine. So all of the man them wanna tune into the wine here, you know. You say if you don't want to go long and strong, you just tune into rubber dub.
It's Tools Hardware and Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Oh, Jamaica rise were built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores.
We're rich in lights, energy that lights the sky. Shine bright, Jamaica. Shine bright, Jamaica. Feel the rhythm, we're on track. Feel it, feel it. Together we rise, together we climb. JPS Jamaica, together we shine.
Shine for the ends, shine with your family, shine with your friends. Light up the streets and make the vibes blend. Yo, JPS, and make the shine never end.
Will let me when I'm falling, with all the obstacles that's in my way. You move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. Well, all the obstacles that's in my way. You move them all away. Your grace is all that carries me to the dark. You shine your light so I can see. Even when I was down on my knees, you said make you free. Lord, you bring my shield from my enemies. In your loving home, that's where I got to be. To stay within your grace for the rest of my day. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. Well, all the obstacles that's in my way, oh gosh, you move them all away.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, and we have with us now Mr. Harvey Panka, President of the Association of Caribbean Media Workers. Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Panka.
Good afternoon, Mr. Riches, and all your listeners there in beautiful Jamaica.
Yes, sir. I want my listeners and viewers to know that I'm talking to Mr. Panka from Suriname. And
Yes.
and one of the things that you must know that today is the 14th, so in a couple of weeks there'll be general elections in Suriname. As I have
Yes, indeed.
Yes, as I have said on this program, that in the Caribbean region this year we are due to have elections in Trinidad, Guyana, Jamaica, and Suriname. Well,
Yes.
Trinidad had theirs already, and so
Yes.
elections are spending. Suriname coming up. Mr. Panka, tell my listeners and viewers now what is happening on the ground in Suriname.
No, in Suriname now we live like today is the 14th in like over 11 days. That's the Sunday, the 25th of May. We
Yes,
have the general elections, and we will choose another parliament, and then that parliament will choose another, yes, another president and vice president for us, and they, on their half, will choose their cabinet.
yes,
So we have very challenging time going on now in Suriname. All the parties we have like 14 parties are going for it to be in power for the term of 2025 2030.
yes,
And we have the oil and gas, the FID is given, so a lot of money will be coming Suriname's way. So the economy now it's on its back at the moment. So every party is promising what they will do for their country and for the people. As I don't know if everybody knows, but we're experiencing a little economic downfall in Suriname. So things are not that good. So exchange rate to the US dollar is at the moment like 40. It varies between 38 and 40. So yeah, that's very high if we look at the income of the mainstream Suriname people. That is very high. We have like mainstream people have like a monthly income of like let's say 5,000 to 10,000 Surinamese dollar. If you put that in US dollars, that's like let's say 4,000, 2,000 US dollars, and that is not enough.
yes,
Not
yes,
not $2,000, 200 to 250,
yes.
200 to 250 US
US
dollars, and
dollars.
that is way below the cost of living.
Yes,
So the government now, the government in power from President Chandrika Prasad Santokhi from the party VHP is doing now everything in its might to regain power. But yes, the opinion are mixed because, every time if we look at the history of Suriname, every time we see that a government is in power and they did a bad job, they won't be elected next.
yes,
So, and they didn't do a great job because they inherited an economy that was on the verge of collapsing. So they went to IMF for a structural program, and because of IMF, subsidies have had to be cut down. So the people are not very happy.
yes,
So
sir.
it doesn't look very great for them, but
Yes.
we'll see.
You said there are 14 parties contesting next week's
Yeah.
the upcoming elections.
Yeah,
But
14 parts.
yes, but when you based on what I looked at is that 14, but it would appear as if of those 14 you have 2 or 3 major parties which are likely to win. Am I right?
Yes, yes, you are definitely right. We have the VHP of Mr. Santoki in this cabinet. He's the biggest party with
Yes.
like 20, how you call it? Yes. But the other contenders are ABOP of Ronnie Brunswick, ABOP, and then you have the NPS of Dr. Gregory Rusland. I think you spoke with him in one of the programs.
Yes, yes.
And yeah, these are the main parties. And then you have other parties then that can, yeah, that can come in
What
also.
about,
Like we have the eight.
yes,
Yeah.
what about the party headed by the former President Buttersi? What happened to that party?
Yes, you know, now the second one in place, there's Dr. Jennifer Simmons. They are great contenders also
Yeah.
because after the PHP, they were the biggest party, but they're in the opposition now.
Okay.
So, no, for the last 2 decades, it's either they were in the opposition or they had the power. And if you look the past 10 to 15 years, they were in power. So I think with the passing of Mr. Bouterse, yeah, you know how people may vote. They would like, let's vote for the NDP because Mr. Bouterse would have it this way. And you know, at the end of the party list, which people would vote on, you have his wife, Mrs. Ingrid Bouterse. So,
Yes.
don't know. As I see it, a lot of people will vote for her out of empathy because of her husband that passed away. So they make a big chance to come in power again.
Right, right, right. And so, Mr. Panka, what are the main issues when you listen to the people, the Surinamese people now? What are their main issues?
No, the biggest issue at the moment is that, you know, we became like, if we put it in percentage, like 450%. I read an article yesterday where someone stated that, you know, if they rate it, it's like before 2020, before Santoki came into power, then we have a downfall of like 450%. So it doesn't look good for this government, but these are the main issue. The cost of living is
Yes.
too expensive.
Okay.
And you know, with oil and gas coming up, you know, it's a lot of money coming up. But if you look at Guyana, you have something like the Dutch disease. The money flows in, but that doesn't necessarily make life better for the people.
Yes.
So when the expats came in, will come in, the prices will remain the same or go higher if the salaries don't go up. So it'll be a big challenge. You know, we can only look at Guyana, and we have to look at the lessons learned in Guyana at the moment to do a better job. So yeah,
And
there are the main
I was talking to one of the
prices of.
I was talking to one of the union leaders last week, and he told me that they are now in negotiation for wages for the public sector workers, and the Minister of
Yeah.
Finance told him that there is no money to pay any increases. So
Yeah, there is
yes,
there is no money, but you know, at the beginning, this government just all unnecessary expenses, and you know, at the end, no, there is also they say there is no money, but what do? They beginning to spend revenues from the oil and gas that we haven't earned yet. So they are lending money.
Yes.
So if the oil and gas doesn't come out as they predicted, we have a bigger problem,
Oh my.
will be bigger. But the prospects are good.
Yes.
It took a while before the investment decision was given by Total Energies and ABBA Corporation
Yes.
for the biggest Grammar field for millions of barrels of crude oil. So it looks good, but you have to earn the money first before
Yes,
you
sir.
start spending it.
Yes.
That's one-on-one. This one-on-one economics. So we have to see
So,
what happens.
yes. So the number one issues on the people's mind, as you say, is the cost of living. The cost of
Yes, the
goods
cost
and
of living.
cost of goods and services in Suriname is way too high at the moment.
It's, it's way too high.
Yes.
People can't survive.
Yes, sir.
Every day you have to cut down expenses in your household to survive.
Yes.
So we are doing it. We are surviving. Most countries in the Caribbean, what we do as I see it, we're not living. We're
Surviving.
trying to survive. You are surviving. We're not living.
Okay.
Make it to another day.
So from what you are seeing is that the incumbent government might not make it back in the winner's enclosure.
They might not make it back. No,
Yes, sir.
they might not make it back. But they're doing everything in their might, in their power, to stay in power to win the elections. But yeah, we have to see that. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But yeah,
Okay.
let's see.
Yes. What is the crime situation since the start of this year so far? What has it been in Suriname? How is it?
Yeah, I can't compare crime to countries like Jamaica, Guyana, and Trinidad, but we have our fair share of crime, of how crime is affecting people around Suriname. So I don't have the recent numbers, but yeah, it's more or less the same. Burglaries, theft, murders.
Yes.
We still have them. So the average safety feel for the people doesn't look good.
Oh my.
Doesn't look.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. And there must be also discussion about the education and the health facilities.
Yeah. Both are on their back. Education since COVID, it's never the same. We're still struggling since COVID, and this government didn't succeed in bringing the education on level. And if we look at health,
Yes.
we see a lot of specialized people are going out of Suriname, especially nurses, doctors, people who we need to take care in the health sector. They're leaving for better wages abroad.
Oh my.
And the number one spot to go is Holland
Okay.
and the Dutch Antilles,
Yes.
because of the language. So even though we have in CARICOM the CSME, free movement of skilled nationals, I don't skilled national like nurses in the health sector, journalism, and go to Jamaica or Trinidad or Guyana, but they go to Europe
Yes. Yes, sir.
for better wages, far better wages.
Yes.
So we are losing good people in the sector. Also in education, a lot of teachers go abroad.
Oh my.
So that's a big talent. And the wages in the education sector are like, they are one of the most underpaid workers in Suriname
Yes.
for the work they do. Yeah, but the most underpaid. My wife is a teacher,
Yes.
and I like earn like 3, 4 times her.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
sounds that sounds very low, man.
yeah, very, very, very low. They
Yes.
earn like, let's say, $200 per month.
No. No, no, no. That's way down. Way down.
And and if you have to rent an apartment, the rents are like $400, $300, $400. How do you survive
Yes.
if you are not a homeowner?
Yes, sir. It is.
So I can tell you, it's very, very hard for the people. So that's why I don't think that this sitting government will make it. And you know, when elections are near, they are promising things. They're doing all kind of things for people that they had to do the past 5 years.
They are now doing.
Now the president is installing committees to look at problems, to bring solutions. But it's too late now.
Yes. Yes. The, you know, one of the habits that we have in the Caribbean with our politicians is that they wait until elections. When it is close to
Yeah,
elections, they are busy
yeah,
making promises and doing things while the 4 or 5 years they are in
yeah.
power.
They should have done.
Yes.
They should have done already.
Yes.
But you say you still don't have the money. Where do you find it now?
Yeah, where do you find it now? Where do you find it now? Right? Because right now in Jamaica, the ruling party politicians, they are going around making lots of promises and doing
Yeah,
things, yes. Right?
yeah.
And they are in power for
Now,
9 years.
yeah.
Yeah. How long
What did you do all this time?
yes. How long the incumbent
It,
government has been in power?
like 5 years.
Oh, 5 years.
This month
Yes.
marks exactly 5 years.
Okay. All right. And
Yeah,
they are now busy doing things that they should have done 5 years or 4 years
yes,
ago.
yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
So that's our story in Suriname every 5 years.
Yes, sir.
That's our story every 5 years. So yeah. So we have to know, the people have to learn that we live in a democracy, and that the power is in their hand.
Yes, sir.
You have the power now to choose out of the 14 parties which one are the most capable based on what they're saying now to lead you.
Yes, of
But
course.
if we compare history and we look at history, then none of them succeeded in doing exactly what they promised. And the excuse will be always, yeah, we didn't see it that way, that it's far worse than we expected.
Yes.
So we have to make certain changes. But on the other hand, they don't practice what they preach.
Okay.
You know, at the other hand, you could like say, okay, we're bringing down certain costs of the government. You say the government body is too big, too much people working for the government.
Okay.
But every 5 years, you still employ a lot of those party, the people of your party. In that same government, which you're saying that is too big, you can't pay the salaries. It's taking a too great amount of the budget. But still, you employ them.
Yes.
You employ loyalists, party loyalists.
Yes.
So we'll have to see if there will be a change from 2025 to. But this government is saying we had to build up. Their excuse is that they took a state that was in a downfall, was bankrupt, and they have to go to the IMF to rebuild the economy. The economy now is what they say is now rebuilt. We have to start at the beginning, and with oil and gas, when the money will be flowing in, we'll make it better.
All right.
So it's like a broken CD that you have heard 1,000 times.
Well, sir. Well, let us see what is going to happen on the 25th. And as that is a couple of weeks from now. So
Not a couple of weeks, 11 days, sir.
Yeah, okay, yes, sir. So 11 days time, the people of Suriname will decide which party will form the government for the next 5 years. Well, Mr. Panke.
Yes, we have to see. Yes. We have to see if they will vote with their heart or with their minds.
Yes, sir. Let us see.
Let us see.
Yeah. I want to thank you very much, Mr. Panke, and we will keep in touch.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Richard, for having me, and thank you for listeners.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you. That is Mr. Harvey Panke there, keeping us in touch, keeping us abreast of what is happening in Suriname. Yes, 11 days before elections. Rebel Radio will keep you informed about what is happening and tell you who will be when the winner. We will tell you who has won. Let's go for a break now. This is Rebel Radio.
Wine, the finest wine. So all of the man them wanna tune into the wine here, you know. You say if you don't want to go long and strong, you just tune into Rubber Dub.
Tools, Hardware and Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got
Oh, Jamaica rise were built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores,
we're rich in lights, our energy that lights the sky. Shine bright, Jamaica. Shine bright, Jamaica. Feel the rhythm, we're on track. Feel it, feel it. Together we rise, together we climb. JPS Jamaica, together we shine.
Shine for the ends, shine with your family, shine with your friends. Light
His presence daily. I surrender all. I surrender all. All to Thee, my precious Savior. I surrender all. All to Jesus, I surrender. Humbly at His feet I bow. Worldly pleasures all forsaken. Take me, Jesus, take me now. I surrender all. I surrender all. All to Thee, my precious Savior. I surrender all. All to Jesus, I surrender. Make me Savior, Holy Christ. Let me feel Thy Holy Spirit. Truly know that Thou art mine. I surrender all. I surrender all. All to Thee, my precious Savior. Oh, I surrender all. All to Jesus.
Is that when it comes down to election, the politicians are busy. They make promises, roads are being fixed, things that were supposed to be done during the time, the 5 years or the 10 years that they are in power. No, they don't do them until election time. And we observe that that is taking place right now. Yes, we observe that there are some election gifts taking place across the country. We are going to show you some videos of what is happening. Watch these videos.
Floyd Green being photographed with checks labeled Grow with Green being given away to primary schools, high schools, and early childhood institutions in his constituency. This giveaway is strategic, definitely. If Floyd had done this in the past 4 years, I couldn't understand. But Floyd is now doing this just prior to an election. Floyd, what's the real motive? I really want to know what's the real motive. Taxpayers' money being given away strategically just before an election. Or perhaps it's your money, personal money. If I your personal money, no problem. But this giveaway is strategic. Note the checks are labeled Grow with Green. Trust me, Jamaica is something else.
It is really something else for you, because what we understand is that the Minister of Agriculture, yes, that he is giving away checks. Yes, that's what we understand. And we found out that these checks are being given away to schools and, you know, and if it was something done on Teachers' Child's Month, previous Child's Month and Teachers' Day, then we could well understand that. But no, it wasn't done last year. It was not done last year, you know. But it was done this year. Look at another one.
A token of appreciation from MP James Robinson to all the teachers in his constituency for Teachers' Day. A token of appreciation from MP James Robinson to all the teachers in his constituency for Teachers' Day.
Oh, yes. Yes, that was another Teachers' Day offering from the Member of Parliament up in Western St. Thomas there. Yes. Look, birthday cakes are Teachers' Day cakes. That was his gift to the teachers in his constituency. As I said, it was not done last year. Look at another one. This is up in Northwestern St. Andrew.
Delroy Chuck is in his constituency giving out 1-1 bread. That's the pressure. Young Stacey Knight of the 28 years veteran under. You can't believe this. But anyway, without any further ado, here is the clip. Take it away. Delroy Chuck that man, turn upside down man. 1-1 bread. The 28-year veteran Delroy Chuck. See the man. I know AI or artificial intelligence. So the Jamaica Labour Party and then surrogate them can't see a lie we are tell upon them. See the fool yourself, man. So Stacey Knight turn him in a bread man. Man for the walk and drive around in a car, they give you 1-1 bread. Yo! Jaja, there's not a dull day with the Jamaica Labour Party. Stacey Knight turn the Justice Minister Delroy Chuck in a bread man. They drive around in a constituency and they give you 1-1 bread. Can you believe that? And the first in that history, me see them things, yeah, brother. If this young lady never have pressure and a chuck, you wouldn't see him out there to do them things, yeah. After 28 years representing that constituency, the only thing you can show up with Delroy chuck a one bread out of the back of one car. So the justice minister now start sell bread. Oh, God. Kenny Knight daughter turned the justice minister in a bread man. But anyway, my viewers and subscribers, them say boy Christmas comes soon for the people of St. Andrew Northeast, because I pay giveaway goodies they go on over there now. So this clippings that I want to show you are this article. Delroy chuck again. This time in the give a chicken. Look at my screen, my viewers and subscribers. So the article stated, Jamaica, that this morning Delroy chuck, because we skipped the honorable aid in distributing chicks feed and medication to several constituencies of the St. Andrew Northeast who have embraced poultry farming as a viable business venture. Whether you are just starting out or expanding your opportunity, we are here to support you. We are here to support you. So Jamaica, look where you gone now. You tell me now. Tell me now what they want. Delroy chuck, MP for 28 years for St. Andrew Northeast. And the man show up with a car and they give the people them one bread. And that's how the thing reach, you know, one bread. That is how hungry the people them is. That is how hungry the Jamaica Labour Party keep the people them. The Andrew Holness administration have the people them hungry. That's you can show up with one bread and somebody will take that from you. There is never a dull day with the Jamaica Labour Party. Think about that, my viewers and subscribers. You spent 28 years serving this constituency. And just few months before a general election, you come round and they give out some chicken and some feed. 28 years you serve this constituency. The people of St. Andrew Northeast. And you drive around in a one car and they give them one bread. And that you call representative? And that the Labour right then call representative? No wonder why J.C. Hutchinson said all what they need is a box of food and $500. If the Justice Minister of the country, MP for 28 years, don't show up few months before a general election and give out some chicken and one bread, Almighty God. And this is the thing gone, you know, Jamaica. The Justice Minister, you know, who served that constituency for 28 years, you know, one bread and some chicken and some bag feeding. Boy, the Labour right them, boy, no cheap, no cheap, no cheap. I sound no cheap. One bread?
Well, there you have it. There you have it. And this is something that has been continuing in Jamaican politics for decades. Yes. I am old enough to see these things for several years. And it's on both sides of the political fence that these things happen. This is what we want to change in Jamaica. We want our elected representatives to serve the interests of the people. Right? For example, in Northeast St. Andrew, I know that hundreds of people up there, there are serious housing crisis in that constituency. Yes. People in that constituency, I know they are having serious issues with garbage collection, right? Disposal of waste, housing, and crime too, right? And all over Jamaica, the constituents, during the time 5 or 10 years, they are left struggling. Yes? And when it is near to election, the world is coming to them. After elections, back to the struggle. Now, these are things that we want to be eliminated from the politics. Yes, we want that, and therefore, I am urging the voters to put their issues on the table. Yes. How are we going to get water? How are we going to get access to medical facilities? When our roads are going to be fixed? When are you going to deal with the education system so that children don't pass through school unable to read and write? Yes, those are issues affecting the lives of the Jamaican people. Yes. Yes, we are going to show you some, the other thing that we want you to know. I know that some listeners and viewers might have seen this or know this. Our athletic icon, Usain Bolt, yes, he wrote a letter to President Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. Yes, I want you to take a look at this video with how the president dealt with that. Take a look at this.
He's the fastest man on earth, a legend in the world of sports. But this time, Usain Bolt isn't making headlines for breaking records, she's doing it with a pen and paper. Yes, a handwritten letter that stunned millions. A letter addressed not to a sports icon, not to a world leader from the West, but to a young African revolutionary captain, Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. Why would Usain Bolt write to him? What did he say? And why did Traore's response move people to tears? If you believe in stories that unite sports, leadership, and raw human emotion, then this is one video you can't miss. Don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more powerful content like this. Let's begin. The letter came out of nowhere. One quiet evening in Kingston, Jamaica, Usain Bolt shared a photo of it on his Instagram. It wasn't flashy. No logos. No politics, just pure sincerity. In the letter, Bolt praised Captain Ibrahim Traore for military might or political speeches, but for his courage, humility, and the way he was standing for the forgotten people of Africa. You remind me, he wrote, that true leadership is not about titles or medals, but about running the race for others. Usain Bolt, a man who ran alone but inspired millions, saw something in Traore, man who never ran on tracks but was sprinting against global pressure to protect his people. He continued, as a Jamaican, I understand what it means to rise from a small island and face giants. And as a black man, I understand the weight of expectations placed on our shoulders. But what you're doing in Burkina Faso is beyond resistance, it is inspiration. The internet exploded. People shared the letter in dozens of languages. African youth called it a moment of unity. Some said it was the biggest crossover between sports and politics since Muhammad Ali. But the most powerful moment wasn't the letter itself. It was how Ibrahim Traoré responded. 3 days later, in a nationally broadcast speech, Captain Traoré didn't begin with politics or policy or foreign threats. He began with Usain Bolt. He held up the letter, worn, slightly folded. He smiled, a rare moment for a leader known for his intensity. And then he said, to be acknowledged by someone who has inspired so many across the world, not just for his speed, but for his dignity, a blessing I never expected. Traoré admitted that during the most difficult days of his leadership, when foreign forces threatened his people, when local fear and international pressure were overwhelming, he would sometimes watch Bolt's races on his phone. I watched the way you ran, head high, fearless, not just for Jamaica, but for every black child watching. It reminded me that our race here in Africa is not just political, it is spiritual. He then said something that moved millions. Brother Usain, your letter is a medal I will wear in my heart. We may not run the same track, but we are on the same journey. Traoré went on to say that African leaders must learn from figures like Bolt, those who didn't wait for validation from the West, who became legends on their own terms, with their own people behind them. In this world, he said, true greatness is not measured by gold, but by the lives we touch. The crowd cheered, but around the world, people were stunned. How did this happen? A world-class athlete writing to a young African captain? And how did that spark something far bigger than either man could have imagined? It all goes back to one word: respect. Usain Bolt, despite his fame, has always stayed grounded. And Traoré, despite his power, has never forgotten where he came from. Both are products of humble beginnings. Both face systems designed to keep them down, and both chose to rise not for ego, but for their people. What made this moment special was that it showed a different side of international relations. Not through presidents and treaties, but through two black men who understood the value of legacy. This wasn't just about a letter. It was about a torch being passed from one generation of black excellence to another. And it's worth asking, why did this story capture the hearts of so many? Because in a world of political chaos, where leaders often fight for attention, here was a moment of genuine human connection. One man ran with speed, the other leads with strength. But both are symbols of freedom, symbols of hope. And when hope is shared, it multiplies. After the letter exchange, Usain Bolt later tweeted, "Leadership isn't always about speed, but about staying in the race for your people. Respect to Captain Traoré." That tweet was retweeted over 300,000 times. African youths posted side-by-side photos of Bolt crossing the finish line and Traoré walking among villagers with dust on his boots. The message was clear: different tracks, same fight. When the world thought the story was over, it was just beginning. Just days after Captain Ibrahim Traoré emotionally responded to Usain Bolt's heartfelt letter, a new wave of global attention crashed in. This wasn't just a private exchange anymore, had become a symbol of global unity, black excellence, and the unexpected ways in which leadership is being redefined. But what happened next was even more surprising. As the letter and Traoré's response went viral, something powerful began to take shape, not in government buildings or foreign embassies, but on the streets of Ouagadougou and in the schools, homes, and hearts of everyday Africans. Across Burkina Faso, children began writing their own letters, this time to Usain Bolt. A movement was born. Run with Traoré. Write to Bolt. It was simple. Kids would write, what they felt after seeing this cross-continental moment of solidarity. Some called Bolt Africa's brother from the West. Others said, "You made our leader smile when the world tried to break him." A school teacher in Bobo Dioulasso shared a viral video of his classroom. The blackboard read, "Usain Bolt, thank you for seeing our leader. Thank you for seeing us." This wasn't orchestrated by governments. It wasn't political. It was real, raw, and deeply human. Traoré, overwhelmed by the children's response, asked national television to dedicate a special 1-hour segment titled Letters to the Fastest Man Alive. The program featured young boys and girls reading out their letters with pride. One 12-year-old boy said, "You may have stopped racing, but you just started a new race in our hearts." And the impact. It reached Jamaica. Usain Bolt, watching all of this unfold from his home, was visibly emotional. In a short video posted to his social media, he said, "I never imagined a letter could do this. I never imagined that sharing a few words would connect two worlds like this. To the kids of Burkina Faso, your voices reached me, and I hear you." Then came the twist no one expected. Bolt announced that he would launch a new foundation initiative called Letters and Laps, aimed at connecting African youth with Jamaican youth through education, sports, and cultural exchange. And the pilot country, Burkina Faso. "I want to build a track right there," Bolt said. "Not just for races, but for hope, for unity." When Captain Traoré heard this, he invited Bolt publicly to visit Burkina Faso. "We may not have stadiums like Kingston," Traoré said, "but we have open fields, open hearts, and millions ready to welcome a true champion, not just of speed, but of spirit." That moment lit up the internet. Number Bolt in Burkina started trending globally. African artists created murals of the two men side by side. One iconic image painted on a school wall showed Bolt passing a baton to Traoré. Written below it were the words, "Leadership is not a sprint, it's a relay." This symbol sparked conversations across universities, think tanks, and community centers. What does it mean when two powerful black figures, one from sports, one from leadership, connect without politics, without agendas, purely on respect? People began to say, "This is Pan-Africanism."
When me drink and please never gonna tease her. Boom, bam. You don't know, so rubber dub, elk, tonic wine, the finest wine. So all of the man them wanna tune into the wine here, you know. You say if you don't want to go long and strong, you just tune into rubber dub.
It's Tools Hardware and Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of
Oh, Jamaica, rise, we're built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all, there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores.
We're reaching heights, our energy that lights the sky. Shine bright, Jamaica. Shine bright, Jamaica. Feel the rhythm, we're on track. Feel it, feel it. Together we rise, together we climb. JPS Jamaica.
never end.
Yes. Okay, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And you know, today is Wednesday. So this is time for us to talk about food security. Not? All right, Mr. Hilton, just hold it there. Let me just try and link just 1 second. Just hold it. Don't move.
Oh, no problem.
Don't
Cool.
move. Don't move at all, so let me try and connect Mr. Mignot with us. Yes. 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 Yes, so as I said, we have with us now two farmers, Mr. Basil Hilton, Mr. Wesley Mignot. And what we want to talk about is land for agriculture. Now, these are farmers who were at Bernard Lodge. And you listeners and viewers are aware, or if not, let me remind you, these farmers were removed from Bernard Lodge, and to the best of my knowledge, the land that they were on, I think those lands have been sold to housing developers. Good afternoon, Mr. Mignot. Good afternoon, Mr. Hilton.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes. Well, but I think it is, let me start by, I think, asking both of you to just tell our listeners what took place at Bernard Lodge, your experience there. You want to start, Mr. Mignot?
Well, we're on lands and we're across from that housing scheme, and You know, we're doing some pretty good farming there, and you know, we're in the middle of it. We understand we're going to relocate it because they wanted the land. The land was sold, you know, to a developer.
Yes.
So basically we had to move from there, and they found some other land to us, and that was pretty you know, that's about it.
So you were moved off that land, and were you relocated?
Yes, relocated, yeah.
Okay. So where you are now, you oh, let me just understand that you were relocated. Mr. Hilton, that is a similar position with you?
No, sir. I am just going through some discussion with Mr. Shukir now, who asked me to send over some document to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because land in Jamaica is for the few, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Land in Jamaica is for the few.
Yeah.
And that's how it starts out. You know, and they remove us from the land in Bernard Lodge. Very good land.
Yes.
And we're just hearing now. It takes so long to be, you know. Boy, it's so funny. Jamaica no change from in the 30s. When I read about Jamaica in the 30s, situation we having, you know, whether it be ginger, turmeric, coffee, cocoa, pimento, it is situation in Jamaica, you know.
Yes. Yes.
The farmers, them, look here, we used 2 years ago, we have 15,000 coffee farmers. You know how much you have now, sir?
No.
3,500. 3,500 dropping.
Yeah.
You think it's not because they don't want to grow coffee, sir?
No.
Okay.
Right.
Same way, same old.
Yeah.
Them not make nothing from it. Say it can make sense.
Just
slavery.
Just remind me, both of you, about how many farmers were relocated at Bernard Lodge? How many?
Well, I'm not sure of the number, but it was quite a few farmers. I think
One thing I can tell about that, most of the farmers at that time was just cattle. They relocated. As I up to today was one of the first places they started to build house and up to today I have not been. You understand? So a lot of the farmers and a lot of those farmers was the first time they were putting them hand on a piece of paper named lease for land in the history of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So they were looking at it, you know. But it has look at today, brother. When you look at Jamaica, nothing not change.
Yeah. So the land on which
Abraham could have come at Jamaica, come struggle.
The land on which you men were farming, that's the same land that was sold to. You remember that? Remember that release that came out that some land was sold to some investment company, New Era Homes and Melmar Management Services.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same land.
Okay.
Same land. Oh, I never see something like that.
Yeah.
Jamaica, something can happen, you see. Why? They just tell you where we're coming from.
Yeah. So, Mr. Mignot, apart from you know of any other of those farmers who were relocated?
Yeah, man, it's quite a few of us there.
Okay. And where you are now, just compared where you were before and where you are now. For example, I would imagine that where you were irrigated land. Where you are now, is it irrigated?
Not to the point. It's irrigated by canal. We have to be using a pump. Pump water from a canal.
Okay.
And I just give you an idea. I was doing very well with plantings on the lands that we were removed from.
Yes.
I had I was getting some good crops of plantains and doing pretty well. So when I went back to the place where that they relocated us to, I decided to continue to plant it. And in association with the banana board, we did 3 acres of planting. And I couldn't. I had to give it up. I couldn't afford to pump water from the canal because of that pump uses gas, and I was using like $2,000 and $2,500 a day gas to water the 3 acres of plantains.
Yeah.
And 2,500 a day times over 9 months.
Wow.
You can imagine.
Yes, that's a lot.
That just didn't make any kind of economical sense. So I lost a couple $1 million on that project because I couldn't afford to do that. So that's the kind of thing we have.
So what are you planting there? What are you planting there now?
Well, we're doing watermelons, sweet corn.
Watermelon,
where
sweet
you can water it for one or 2 hours a day. So that's what we can afford. But we couldn't afford the plantains, 3 acres of plantains. That as they got to a bigger size, they needed a lot more water, and it just couldn't work.
So watermelons and sweet corn, and how are those crops coming along where you are?
Well, very well. Well, I can't complain. Pretty good. Well, we struggled over the years, and to find a way to make some money out of that land, and it's not bad now.
Yeah. So where you are, Mr. Mignat, about how many farmers are there right now? The land that you are on, about how many of you are there now?
It's hard to tell, but maybe 50, maybe.
50. Okay.
That doesn't medical ear, but it stretches all the way to Heartland.
Okay, but what you can say that farmers are there and they are planting.
They are planting, yeah. Well, of course, like I said, we haven't got pressured waters, we haven't got amenities, we haven't got drinking water, so they send trucks. Like the livestock farmers, they provide water truck, water for them to water the animals. But it's difficult. But we're trying to survive. Let's put it that way.
Yes, understood. Yeah. Yes, I understand. And Mr. Hilton, you say you are negotiating with the Sugar Corporation.
Yeah, yes, sir. They said I just sent them some documents a few days ago, so they actually looking at it.
So they have indicated that they will lease you some land. That's it.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Oh.
All right.
I see. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know if they are talking to other farmers? I mean, with the same intention.
Yes, a few farmers tell me that they actually reach out to them now. Since I talked to them, they've gone over there and so get the same instruction.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Because people want a lot of food. The world going to want food now.
Yes.
We have to get serious with it.
Yes,
and make some money from it. Yes. But we have to add value to anything. I'm not planting anything I'm not adding value to. Nothing. I will never plant anything. From I'm small, it was cocoa first, then pimento, then coffee, up to today. Ginger. All of those crops, my family cry over it.
Yes.
Anything me not making added value, me not into it.
Okay. Okay. Now,
Yes, yes.
gentlemen, the
Yes,
question,
not into it at all.
one of the questions I would like to ask your perspective on is that, well, you know that we are spending a lot of money to import food. Now, from both of you, what do you think should be done in order for us to plant more of the food that we are importing so that we can reduce our import bill and prepare nutritious food for our people and to strengthen our food security? What do you think are some of the steps that must be taken? Mr. You want to start, Mr. Hilton?
Well, agriculture, I see we're in Africa now. This little revolutionary captain, he went and bought some tractors. And the first thing he offers is plowing on the land. And you know that's a big cost. And if you over Bernard Lodge on the highway and drive right to the end of the highway, you just see the army of land we have not doing anything in Jamaica. Just drive down to right down to St. Elizabeth, you can see. So it's equipment we're gonna need because the demand for crop going to be dangerous. And we need to have added value from our crops, if it's coffee, if it's sweet potato, we just can't throw it away like that anymore.
Yes.
People, the world want good food, and since COVID worse, they're looking to Jamaica for nutraceutical products, especially since COVID. Can want to say thanks to COVID. The world is looking at Jamaica and looking at Jamaicans, how they survive it.
Yes.
Everybody want to come to Jamaica, you know. Everybody want to come to Jamaica. It's a craze, you know. So we have to get rid of the little crime we have down here.
Yeah. Mr. McDuck, what is your take? What is your take, Mr. Mick? What do you think should be done?
Well, the bottom line is that the government just has to put more focus on agriculture. You know,
right.
I don't think they're very serious about agriculture. You know, the field of lip service and, you know, a lot of photo ops where a farmer is getting big bags of fertilizer. You know, that cannot help for national development of agriculture. They have to have a policy. They have to develop a policy, you know, and have a focus, you know, on agriculture. You know, other countries support their farmers. You know, our farmers have to pay taxes. You know, they give us you know, like a few rebates and a few things, but that cannot promote growth in farming in Jamaica. You have to have a policy where, you know, you're going to say in 5 years we're going to be self-sufficient in certain things. We'll have to import, say, for example, onions at one you know, portion of the year, things like that, you know, and all the industries that we had before, like bananas and sugar cane and all that, those are not around anymore, you know, are to a very small degree, you know, and nothing has replaced it.
Yes.
Oh, yes. That's the key.
Yes, so both of you are saying that we need more government input, right?
Yes.
And what do you think? And what do you think? Don't you think there's a need for us to, the farming sector, to use more, rely some more on technology?
Well, we're getting there now because you have a lot of greenhouses. You have a lot of greenhouses, and the farmers are more more educated in what is available now, and there are different chemicals and pesticides and all that can control the crops. A lot of farmers are informed, but so the support from the authorities is not there yet.
Yes. Back to Bernard Lodge. You said something early on which I never livestock farming. You have livestock farmers in Bernard Lodge too?
Yes, they're livestock farmers. Yeah.
What cows and what?
Most of the pigs and goats.
Mostly pigs and goats. Okay. Yes.
And then you have the poultry.
Poultry. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So, pretty lastly, the farmers over there, they're not plagued by that?
Yes, to a small degree. Not At first, when we just got it, it was worse than it is now. But
yeah,
I think the farmers are more or less together now. So, and plus technology. Thieves don't like cameras.
Technology.
We have cameras and lights and all that now. So it's not as bad as it was before.
Okay. Yes. Well, that is good news, man. Poultry, goats and pigs. Yes, that is a good sign. And Mr. Mignot, as it relates to the ground provisions now, what crops are they mostly planted over there? The farm.
Well, like I said before, things like peppers, sweet corn, watermelons, cantaloupes, cucumbers, okra, things like that. But I don't think the land is suitable for like coffee and cocoa and chocolate or anything like that. I don't think so.
No.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, let me ask you, based on what you know, that land over there, don't you think it is suitable for yams?
I cannot say. Nobody has tried it on a commercial scale.
Yes. Okay. But vegetables, you say that sweet pepper.
Yeah, sweet pepper, tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. But what would you say are the biggest challenges facing the farmers over at Bernard Lodge now?
Just reliable water supply. Well, we haven't got electricity. We promised that when they asked us to move, they said we're not gonna be any worse off than we were. We had the electricity where we were coming from. We had redid the main road, but there was a lot of the roads into the farms have some issues.
Okay. Yes. And
but like I said, we're working with that to have. We don't have a choice.
Yes. But water, you would say water is the biggest challenge facing.
Yeah, there are times when there's a break in the system, but not as bad as it was before. Yeah, so I'm not lost in the crops to a lack of water. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Tell me something. Any of you know what has happened to the Mega Mart farm? You remember Mega Mart was leased some land.
No, they have some greenhouses. I don't know what kind of production they're doing because I've not been in that era for a while. But they built some big greenhouses. High technology.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So but you don't know what is being planted, what is being farmed over there.
No, I think you know, they lost quite a bit of the
Yes,
infrastructure. But I know it should be rebuilt, but like I said, I can't speak to it because I have not been there.
Okay. Well, let us see what is going to happen. It is good to know that some of, as I said, some of the farmers have been relocated and they are pulling their weight. As you say, things not easy, but that is it. Farmers are sticking it out and doing what they are supposed to do.
Yeah, doing what we can.
Yeah. And so far you are saying that they are reaping you are reaping results. Crops are being planted. Farmers are rearing their animals.
Yeah, but problem is that we are the lowest part of the St. Catherine Plains. We are right down near to the headside. So we are, you know, right at the back. So when they have heavy rains, and especially the livestock farmers, they basically get wiped out.
Oh, they have the livestock farmers they have problems whenever it rains.
Heavy when you have like heavy rains and all that.
Yes. What water settles over there? Water settles over there.
Right.
Oh.
So that's a problem for them, you know. Well, it was a problem for me too because I lost quite a few crops and I couldn't farm for about 3 months because the place was waterlogged.
Okay.
You know, but that's in the rainy season, so you have to try to farm around that season.
Yes. Okay. Well, I want to thank both of you for joining me this evening, and as we say that the farmers need land, and let us hope that the authorities will take speedy action to make sure that lands are made available and conditions improve for farming. Thank you very much, Mr. Mignot, and thank you very much, Mr. Hilton.
No problem.
Thank you.
Had 2 farmers. Let us go for a break.
Never gonna tease her. Boom, bam. You don't know, so rubber dub, elk, tonic wine, the finest wine. So all of the man them wanna tune into the wine here, you know. You say if you don't want to go long and strong, you just tune into rubber dub.
It's Tools Hardware and Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardly.
Oh, Jamaica eyes were built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores.
We're rich in minds, so energy that lights the sky. Shine bright, Jamaica. Shine bright, Jamaica. Feel the rhythm, we're on track. Feel it, feel it. Together we rise, together we climb. JPS Jamaica, together we shine.
Shine from the ends, shine with your family, shine with your friends. Light up the streets and make the vibes blend. Yo, JPS, and make the shine never end.
afford. Striving alone to face temptation, so Lord of mercy, where do I go but to my Lord? Where do I go? Where do I go? Seeking a refuge for my soul.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, and we have with us now Mr. Edwin Gale and we are going to talk about cattle. What is happening to our cattle industry? Mr. Gale, good afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon to you and your listeners.
Yes, sir. We have not spoken.
As the cattle industry goes, we are sort of trying to keep space going along, but what is happening, especially in the dairy industry, we have lost two crucial farmers, and those farms might, we might lose those farms. We had two dairy farmers out of St. Elizabeth, one in Cabot Valley and one in Moog. Mr. Albert Taylor and Mr. Morris Salmon. Those were two crucial dairy farmers, and we might, those farmers died, and we might also lose out on the production.
Oh my, that's bad news.
Right.
Yes.
And the Dairy Development Board is still playing a crucial role to maintain the milk production and assisting farmers, especially in pasture development and things like those. And also the farmers providing semen, to assist farmers who are interested. So, and the government side, they are trying. The farmers, still had difficult proposition. One of the things that increase in the attempt to cauterize Brother Larceny, that has not come on stream as yet. I understand they have just selected some people to be trained as wardens, but until that happens, that is still a serious concern among farmers because, as you know, Brother Larceny, when you lose a beef wean, and now is anywhere between $100,000 to $150,000. A breeding bull you're talking about anywhere over $400,000. And when you lose animals like those, it's not encouraging for the sector at all. Mm-hmm. But the other farmers are trying to hold on. One of the positive we see, you start to see farmers, small farmers coming interested in buying, especially bull calves. Some are looking for heifers, which is interesting. That means they're going into breeding. And the demand for bull calves is very high, where people are buying bull calves, fattening them where they can and sell them out. Mm-hmm. So you start to see little the small farmers, which we use those animals as a little bank. That is developing. You see more and more of that expanding right now. So that is good sign.
Yes. And the question of milk production, Mr. Gale, how is that going?
Well, this is what I'm saying. We're hoovering for the longest while. We're hoovering just around 12 million liters per year, which is, in 1992 we peaked at 38.4 million liters. And in the last couple of years, we have been just hoovering in around about 12 or 13 million liters. The expansion in that to the bigger farmers, Alcan, Dalco, and Surge Island, they're not doing as good as they used to. So once they used to produce the bulk of the milk, and luckily True have trade winds has come in and put in a dairy. So that is helping with the situation. But we still just hovering round about that, 11, 12 million litre, which, we need to do much, much better than that. So the Dairy Development Board is trying to see if they can get back some of the agricultural schools into productions and things like that. The expansion like Nakalva Polytechnic and Sydney Pagan and to expand the role of College of Case, agriculture, science and education. So those are some of the initiatives that are going on at presently.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And, I have to ask you this too, because we had at one time, we were doing well. We produce, Jamaica was known for producing some good animals. T.P. Lecky, work of T.P. Lecky.
Right, and we have the three big breeds, the Jamaica Black, the Jamaica Brahman, and the Jamaica Reds.
Yes.
And we still have some of the top animals. It's just that the numbers, the quality, the number of farms that still have real quality animals. But our problem is the quantity, and we are in dialogue. The Cattle Breeders Society of Jamaica is trying to hold the fort, and we are in dialogue with the ministry. Recently, we had meetings with the chief technical director to point out some of the shortcomings of our livestock industry. But one of the problems we have is that we don't have replacement personnel, at TP Lecky, there's nobody now who is there to carry on that work. The people who used to do that, like a Carmel Internet, they are old and out of it now, and we're not getting the replacement people to carry the research aspect of that. So that is a major concern for the industry at this time.
Wow. Yes, sir. That must be. And
right. So what you find is that a lot of the replacement personnel, especially for holders of beef farms and large dairy farms, the replacement personnel are not coming through. The children are not too interested when they see the struggles that the parents have to go through. So what you find is that as people get older, most of these farms are going out of production.
Oh, yes.
And to compound that, you had like the bauxite industries and the sugar industries that used to be big in farming. When you had Reynolds, at one time Reynolds had some over 14,000 head of beef cattle. All that it has gone. And the Alcan at one time was producing 6 billion liters of milk and had over 14,000 heads of cattle. Now they are just tagging along, no significant contribution as to what we used to over the years. So that's a real challenge for the industry.
Yes, sir. Yes. That I can well imagine what is happening there.
What is happening?
Yes,
what is
sir.
happening?
And
but those farmers who are still in it, the red pole is still the leading beef breed on the island. As a matter of fact, right now we are looking at possibly to host the World Red Pole Congress in 2027. This is something that we are looking forward to. And and as we talk, I will keep you informed much more on that.
Yes, sir. Because these are areas that we would like to regain some of the ground we had.
Exactly. But if you don't have, even if you have the animals and don't have the personnel, right now, the ministry is doing a lot of work, especially at borders, with the infrastructure. at the Board Research Station. But like we said at the meeting, they are looking now to see if we can identify personnel who can send to get some training, because we really don't have, it doesn't make sense to have the infrastructure and you don't have the personnel to carry on the research work.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's a major concern.
Understood, sir. Understood. That is
And again, I cannot overemphasize. You know, the talk, we have to put away the talk now about President Lashley and get into some serious action, because, you know, and we have to find, you know, meaningful ways of attracting new players. You know, the government owns so much land, especially all of those land that is out of Kano, those are prime land that can go into livestock production. And we'll have to find some way, somehow, to attract young people into going into the livestock industry.
Yes, of
because
course.
this is an industry that we can't afford. It would be an indictment on us if we allow that industry to slip any further down the drain.
Yes, of course. You spoke about President Lashley. I was of the view that was vanishing from the industry. In other words, the livestock farmers were not facing that.
No, that's a misnomer.
Yes.
It's like what happens now, especially the small farmers now, they possibly don't even bother report some of these incidents. But that is still a major concern.
Yes. But Mr. Gill, when it comes down to stealing of cattle, that is not a small man enterprise.
No, that's an organized thing, and one of the things that we talk about is that, you know, it's part of the people who are taking the animals, but there's a person that is a middleman who is buying the meat. That is a real problem. You know, I personally suffered at the hands of the team just last August when they slaughtered a bull and a cow, and for me, and those two animals they would have talking about like about 13 pounds of meat, and they just leave the head and the belly on the ground. And if you don't have a market for that, you just can't come to some other place and slaughter animals like that.
Yes, that amount of beef cannot be sold in the local market.
That just go into a meat shop or just go on the street to sell pound by pound. So there's a lucrative market for that, and that is a real problem. If we can't cauterize that, then you know we're still in trouble.
Yes,
we have increased the penalties, acting like those. But the major problem is that we're not catching the people.
Yes.
So that is a major challenge.
Yes, because it must be some big producers who have a huge demand.
A lot of the pillars, especially in lifestyle, is not just somebody looking at something to eat, where a man who will cut a bunch of plant or something like that. These are organized people who come and a lot of times, and we have to bear in mind that most of those people, when they're not coming empty-handed, so the farmers' lives are threatened. Right?
Yes. And they come equipped with trucks to remove the beef.
Sometimes they come with trucks and move the live animals, and they just come slaughter the animals, quarter them up, and just move. And just move with the carcass.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is something that we have to that is something that we have to do something about.
Yes.
Yeah. If not, we you know, there's we're gonna still be in trouble. And like I said, if we don't attract new players, then the situation gonna be even worse.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. That is it. That is it. That is it, Mr. Gill. That is it. Problems. So,
Right. So there's some challenges abound, but the farmers, those are still who are they're trying their best. Like I said, there are still quality animals, especially in the beef industry and the dairy, the Jamaican Dairy Board is assisting where they can to see how much we can expand the dairy industry. And at least to hold what is happening now and see how much we can expand what is happening along the line.
yes, 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 sir. Let us see what we can. But before you go, let me just ask you, what Surge Islands? How
Well, they were doing well, but there was some change in management, and that has the production went down. But I understand that the management has changed and things are improving right now. So we are hoping that if that continues, they could get back on track to where they were, because they were the ones who took up the slack when the backside company fell down. They were expanding and were producing a large amount of our milk, but that went down over the last couple of years.
Okay.
But they are hoping that they will return to some semblance of increased production and to near where they were. But those things takes time.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I think that's a real issue. It's not cash crop that 3 months they can turn around.
No, sir.
9 months before you get a calf, and things like that. So, and if your animals are not breeding, then you can't do nothing. You won't be producing. So, people, some people have to understand that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Let us see.
You're most welcome.
Yes,
right?
and thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
All the best to you and your listeners.
Okay, Mr. Gill.
You're most welcome.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Yes. So there we have it there from Mr. Gill and you heard Mr. Gill there, the farmers, the cattle farmers, the cattle industry in Jamaica at the moment. Yes, farmers are facing challenges, right? You heard that we're just producing 12 million liters of milk. And we have a bigger demand for that. But as Mr. Gill indicated that small farmers are, getting their acts together, yes, and they are rearing bulls, they are going after bull calves. I can well imagine, that one of the things that we have to know, the small cattle farmers in Jamaica, their animals, they are animals that they are like their bank accounts, Yes. When a man have a few bull calves, that is his loan in his account in the bank. Yes. When it comes on to one of those calves, one of those animals, are sold to pay school fees and to deal with other financial issues. Yes. So Mr. Gill mentioned the problems with pre-larceny. We can well understand the situation when a small farmer lose his only 2 bull calves is only 2 cows or is only 2 bulls. A big loss. Very big loss that is. That is not something that is easy. And these, when you steal, it is not like when they steal a goat to have a party. You can't steal a cow for a party. Market is not in the small markets. Market is not in the small markets that we know. No ordinary restaurant cannot buy 600 pounds of beef. No, that's not possible. Not economical. It takes a big demand. Entities with bigger demand for beef, they are the ones who are buying these stolen cattle. Yes. They are the ones who are buying it. And this is where it requires serious law enforcement. Yes. I remember a policeman giving me a story that he was on patrol one night when them stopped a truckload of cows. Right? In the corporate area. And when they truck it, it was the cows belonging to a very huge supplier. Yes. Of baked products. And they were paid off. The supplier was called and he sent money to pay them off, and they escorted the truckload of cows to St. Thomas. They, instead of arresting or seizing, they escorted the truckload of cows to St. Thomas. These are the things that happen in Jamaica, this country called Jamaica, right? And that is where those small cattle farmers, that is how they lose their animals, right? And nobody is punished for these things. No, the ringleaders, right? They are allowed to prosper while the small farmers suffer. Okay, that is where we are going to leave food security for this week. But we are going to, at Rebel Radio, we are going to continue to pay attention to our agricultural sector because it is very important for us to be able to feed ourselves. We are spending close to $200 million on food importation right now. We have to do something about that. Okay, let's go for a break.
know so rubber dub elk, tonic wine, the finest wine. So all of the man them wanna tune into the wine here, you know. He say if you don't want to go long and strong, you just tune into rubber dub.
Hardware Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of
Oh, Jamaica rise, we're built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores.
We're rich in minds, so energy that lights the sky. Shine bright, Jamaica. Shine bright, Jamaica. Feel the rhythm, we're on track. Feel it, feel it. Together we rise, together we climb. JPS Jamaica, together we shine.
Shine from the ends, shine with your family, shine with your friends. Light up the streets and make the vibes blend. Yo, JPS and make the shine never end.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And a group of Jamaicans, you know, have launched a new constitutional initiative. You know that we are in a period of constitutional reform, which it has been stalled right now. Yes, because we know that committee was formed and government and opposition, they had some meetings, some proposals were made. Now the next step is with the government, and based on the fact that right now the government is preoccupied. Both the government and the opposition are preoccupied right now with elections. So I think that process has been stalled. But as I said, a group of Jamaicans have launched an initiative, and let us hear from Mr. Courtney Lewis, who is one of those responsible for this new initiative. What is on their agenda? Mr. Lewis, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon to you and your listeners, sir.
Yes. Could you tell us about this new constitutional initiative, sir?
All right. What it is, Concord Union, it's a community union, and a lot of its members are frustrated with the process, and not only with the process, the constitution that exists, the present constitution. What it is, a lot of Jamaicans don't feel connect to the constitution that exists. Feel like when the constitution was drafted, it was drafted under the whole colonial rule, and the heads of state at the time represented the crown. So the people believe that they weren't truly represented by the heads of state at the time. So the constitution doesn't reflect the people or the nature of the people. So as it is now, we are challenging in court to set aside the existing constitution and the order in council as well. So we the people can revise, because we are now independent, under our independency, revise a constitution that reflects we the people and is in the best interest of we the people.
Okay. So I understand that your group is planning to to present a document to who, the Prime Minister or?
All right. What it is, the document will be an official document. I believe it's now with the stamp office, and it is a fixed date claim form. I believe that's the proper format for such type of document to be submitted to the court. So it's a fixed date claim form, and it have 8 defendants.
Yes.
And the first defendant is the head of state, that is King Charles III. The second defendant is the Governor General. And the third defendant is the Prime Minister of Jamaica. The fourth defendant is the Attorney General. The fifth defendant is the Maroon Council of Portland. And the sixth defendant is the Maroon Council of Charlestown, same Portland. And the seventh defendant is the Maroon Council in Scott Hill, that is in St. Mary. And the eighth defendant is a compound town in St. Elizabeth. So those are the 8 defendants that is a party to this matter.
So is a legal document you're talking about?
Yes, man, it's a legal court document.
Oh, so it is going to be it is something that is going to be filed in the court.
Yes, man, it's a document that is being filed in the court. Because what it is, the aim is to set aside the existing constitution and to set aside the order, because the order in council is the avenue that bring the constitution into being, because it's the second schedule. So what it is, we want to set aside that order. And hello?
No, I can't talk to you now. Yes, Mr. Lewis.
When it was independent. So basically, the person who draft the constitution were working for the crown. So it wasn't drafted by the people of Jamaica. It was drafted by servant of the crown.
Yes. Okay. I see. So when will it be filed?
Well, as it is, as soon as they retrieve it, I believe from the tax office, the document will forward to the Supreme Court of Jamaica. And once it forward to the Supreme Court of Jamaica, they will have a fixed date claim form. They will have to affix a date in it.
Yes.
Stamp it with their official seal, and then from there on, it will be served upon the relevant parties, which I believe for the Governor General, King Charles, and all other parties. The Attorney General of Jamaica will be the attorney being served on their behalf.
Okay. Well, let us see. And we will keep abreast of we will keep in touch to find out how far this document.
Well, let me just explain.
Yes.
This document is in the best interest of the Jamaican people.
Yes, sir.
Because what this document will do will create a constitution that reflects the nature of the people. And not only that, this constitution, all these issues and problems that we have in Jamaica, and the slow growth and all of that, a new constitution will remedy all these problems and hold whatever party accountable. You understand? So this is the best way moving forward as a people, as an independent people, is to draft a constitution that suits our nature, that is in the best nature of we the people. So we the people can move forward.
All right, Mr. Lewis, we will keep in touch. And as I said, Rebel Radio will do whatever it can to promote and to inform our listeners and viewers about the progress of this document. Thank you very much.
Yes, man. And what I want your listeners to do is to support and keep in touch. And once the documents will file, will inform you so they can check the court record and see the progress. Because it is fighting for their freedom. This document is for all Jamaicans, not just a few Jamaicans. That's why, if you notice, a party to the document is a class of people who title themselves as Maroon. You understand? So we don't want to leave anybody out. No, we want all Jamaicans and everybody that is Jamaican to be included in this constitution. But this constitution will be for everybody, indigenous, Maroon, who title themselves Maroons, or whosoever there is. This constitution will draft in their best interest and move us as a nation forward.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're most welcome.
Yes, sir. It was Mr. Courtney Lewis there telling us about their idea, their action to file some court documents about the Constitution. Okay, let us take a break.
God. Well, Lord, your love has made me strong, and for that I'm all yours. Well, yeah, Lord of mercy. Oh, yeah. Oh God, I'll never find the words, Lord, to tell you how I feel. Dear God, mere words could not explain. Yeah, gracious Lord, you held my life within your hands, created everything I am, taught me how to live again. Only you care when I needed a friend, making my blessing me, I adore you. Almighty God, I love you. I sing this song for you. Father God, I adore you. Yeah. My Lord, whenever I was insecure, you build me up and made me sure. You gave my sense of pride back to me. Only you care when I needed a friend, making my blessing me, I adore you. Almighty God, I love you. I sing this song for you. You make me feel brand new. For blessing me, I love you. Amazing grace, how sweet, sweet the sound that